Are you looking for the best bread machine? In this video we will look at some of the 6 best bread machine on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Breville Custom Loaf Breadmaker. Breville appliances have done consistently well in our testing, so it's no surprise this breadmaker continued that trend. We love the features, especially the collapsible kneading paddle. While other bread makers leave holes in the bottom of loaves from the kneading paddle, this option lets you remove the paddle before the final rise if you want. However, if you don't want to wait around for that, this machine's paddles collapse when kneading is done, so the hole is much less noticeable. This machine also has a mix-ins dispenser, so they are added to the dough at the right time for even dispersion through the dough. No more fruit smashed or crumbled during kneading, or nuts sinking to the bottom. Number 2. Zojirushi Home Bakery Virtuoso Plus Breadmaker. This bread machine has one feature that you won't find in any others. Along with the usual heating element below the pan, it also has a heating element on top. That means we got lovely browning on top of the loaves, just like we'd get in an oven. That's not the only reason why we love this bread machine. The manual, the recipes, and the variety of breads it can bake made this one a great option, producing breads that even experienced bread bakers will appreciate, with practically zero fuss. This bread machine has 2 paddles, so the ingredients mix well, and its kneading ability is excellent. A 13-hour delay timer allows you to set the machine up at night for a morning loaf or set it up in the morning before work to have a loaf ready for dinner. Number 4. Cuisinart Compact Automatic Bread Maker. This machine is compact, but it can still bake full-size 2-pound loaves along with 1 or 1.5 pounders. It's great for anyone who doesn't have space for a full-size machine, with the understanding that the smaller size comes with less insulation, so this machine gets hot on the outside during baking. It's also fairly light at just over 10 pounds, so it's easy to move around or tuck into a cabinet when it's not being used. We were skeptical about the machine's ability to bake a 2-pound loaf every time. The largest batches made tended to hit the lid and deflate, so it might be best to stick with smaller loaves or look for recipes that don't rise quite as much. That said, it was easy to use, the control panel made sense, and the bread was nicely browned. It also has plenty of options, including crust darkness, bread types, and even non-bread settings for sauces and cakes. Number 5. Hamilton Beach Bread Maker Machine. This bread machine has a compact size, but it's still capable of baking 2-pound loaves as well as smaller sizes. We made multiple custom loaves, one was absolutely divine and achieved a perfect rise. This machine isn't as feature-laden as some others we tested, but it produced great loaves and the price makes sense. We encountered a slight learning curve when making country white bread, with our recipe working better on the second try when we used the 2-pound rapid cycle. A loaf of whole wheat cornmeal bread, though, absolutely blew us away. One downside is that the machine isn't quiet. The beeps are loud, which might be a good thing for some bakers, but the kneading is also loud, possibly because the machine isn't as well insulated as others. Number 6. Panasonic Automatic Bread Maker. This high-tech machine has a few features we haven't encountered elsewhere, such as an ambient temperature sensor that adjusts the cooking temperature to make sure the bread is rising and baking perfectly. It has a whopping 20 easy-to-operate programs, including 4 options for gluten-free doughs, and a dispenser for adding in ingredients at the right time during kneading. The first loaf we tested deflated a bit. Using our own recipe might have been part of the problem, however. Regardless, the flavor and texture were good, despite the imperfect look. We then tried Panasonic's banana bread recipe, which required all the mixing to be done in separate bowls before adding everything to the machine. The flavor was good, and the bread was moist and dense. Number 3. Zojirushi Home Bakery Mini Bread Maker. Considering how much we liked the full-sized Zojirushi bread machine, it's not very surprising that we also liked the mini version. This is the perfect bread machine for anyone who wants a small loaf of bread, and it works quietly, too. Of course, this bread machine has a smaller footprint than a full-size one. There's even a handle for taking the machine on the go, and it makes it easier to carry it to its storage space if it's not going to live on the counter. This machine makes 1-pound loaves and has many of the same settings you'd find in large machines, including an interesting option for regular or firm loaves of bread. There are also crust settings as well as a quick baking setting that produces a loaf in less than 2 hours. The loaves were all very well baked and nicely domed on top, and they came out of the pan easily.